I'm Michael Henry, and in this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know about sugar. Sugar is an ingredient that is in food, and it actually increases the sweetness of the food that you're eating. It's also considered a carbohydrate, and carbohydrates provide energy for our body to be able to do things throughout the day. Now, there's different types of sugar, and sugar can either be made naturally through fruits and vegetables being grown, or it can be made through a refining process in a factory. So things like table sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, powdered sugar, those things are considered refined sugars. When someone's referring to trying to quit sugar, typically what that means is they're trying to reduce or quit refined sugars, because sugar is basically in everything that we eat. Anything natural, anything that's basically man-made, there's sugar in it. Whether it's natural or refined is a different case. So whenever someone says, I'm quitting sugar, it's basically impossible to completely not eat sugar. So they're avoiding those refined sugars, those sugars that are actually man-made in packaged foods or added to certain ingredients. So maybe even added sugars would be a better way of describing it. That's what it means when someone says, I'm quitting sugar. I believe 74% of all packaged foods contain added sugar or refined sugar. And the best way to determine if you are actually eating something that has a lot of added sugar or refined sugar is to take the product and turn it over, look at the food label, and have a look at the sugar section. Not only that, you can also look at the ingredients section and have a see whether or not there's an abundance of sugar, whether there's more than 5 grams is usually an indication that there's a significant amount of added sugar. But now even the food labels will say if there's an added sugar category to see if they've added more sugar than there should be in this product. Also, if you look down in the ingredients list, you'll see that from the ingredients list, from the top to the bottom, is in order of the amount of food or the amount of the ingredient that is actually in the product. So if sugar is one of the top 5 categories, then you know that there's an added component of sugar in this particular product. If you're craving foods or sweets often throughout the day, whether it be late at night or even after a meal, after already eating a full meal, and you're still feeling like you need something sweet, typically that means there's too much sugar in your diet already, and your hormone levels are not balanced, and they're fluctuating irregularly. Not only does sugar affect your insulin levels, but it also affects your hunger levels, telling you when you're full and whenever you're actually hungry. Also, the other hormone that affects is your dopamine. And whenever you have sugar, dopamine is released in your brain, which actually has some addictive properties which makes you want to have more sugar. So, if you're feeling like you're craving food often, whenever you're not actually hungry, late at night, or if you're constantly thinking about sweets and wanting to have sweets, that is a good indication that you're eating too much sugar in your diet. While it's not so easy to measure the amount of sugar that you're eating within a day, the recommended daily amount is approximately 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of sugar each day. Now, the reason for this is because our bodies can metabolize sugar, no problem, but whenever it's in excess, that's when the problems start to kick in. Now, the average person actually consumes 3 times more sugar than their body can actually handle. Now, 30 grams is based off of, guidelines and definitely a lot of statistics, but each person is different. Whether you're a bigger person or a smaller person, that number is going to fluctuate. So if you are trying to actually measure it, just keep it around the 30 gram mark. If you're thinking about quitting sugar or reducing the amount of sugar in your diet, that is a great idea. There are lots of benefits from reducing the amount of sugar in your diet. Now, because of the fact that sugar actually fluctuates your hormone levels, when you bring it down to a manageable amount for your body to actually digest, your hormone levels will start to rebalance themselves. Not only that, but your gut health will actually improve as well. You won't get as much bloating, your actual digestion will improve, and you'll have mental clarity, your sleep will improve better. There's heaps of benefits from actually reducing the amount of sugar in your diet. So if that's what you're thinking of doing, I highly recommend going at it slowly, not going full tilt and actually completely removing all the sugar from your diet, because that's when you're going to start to see a lot of challenging cravings, intense headaches, because your body needs to wean itself off the amount of sugar that you're eating before to be able to regulate and handle the amount of sugar that you're trying to get to. Like I said before, trying to quit sugar completely or reduce sugar completely is not necessarily something that is sustainable or something that you're actually going to be able to do, because there is sugar in everything. Plus, people actually enjoy sugar. It provides a lot of joy and flavor to the food that we're eating. So, if you want to get the benefits from actually reducing the amount of sugar, go at it slowly. Don't necessarily go full tilt into it and completely remove all the sugar from your diet. Take a little bit at a time, look at some of the food labels that you're eating, see if there's other options that you can actually choose that have less sugar in it, better alternatives, healthier alternatives, and then go from there.